Hello, Bill Molyneux here with Bill's Wargame World, and we're going to play Scenario 4 in Zinni River of Horns of the Buffalo, Scenario 4. I had one little thing in the errata for the setup for the Zulus. The Zulu leader sets up behind the river here, and in the setup scenario book, it actually says the 20 Zulus set up behind the river, 20 Zulu units below the river. So it's meant to be that leader. Not a real big deal. Just so I let you know, and I put it out on Board Game Geek. This will be the last of the scenarios I'll run on the YouTube channel for a while. We're going to get back to some miniature wargaming. So, for this scenario, we have a pretty exciting game, and I'm going to go over it here in a moment. Alright. Well, one of the things that's neat about this game is there's not a lot of board war games on the Anglo-Zulu War of a lot of these other battles. Rorke's Drift is Isandlwana, of course, and Bear Hug back in the 1970s made a few. They made a Ulunde. So, anyhow, we have our Zulus along the bottom and Zulus on both flanks. We have the Natal Native Contingent in some huts, and our British are set up. And for special rules, there are none. The victory conditions, the British have to defeat 15 Zulus, and all the Zulus have to do is eliminate any 6 units for 10 turns. And we'll get out the turn marker chart, card, cube, and anyhow, the premature sighting of the Zulu left horn meant the British were able to effectively prepare. The Zulus were caught in a crossfire and defeated in piecemeal instead of enveloping the British. This cavalry unit in this game, in this scenario, represents a Boer unit. Alright, and the Zulus are first. So, on our turn track for crossing this river, it costs an extra point. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pause the camera and move the Zulus so you won't be bored. Alright, welcome back. I'm going to try to do this scenario quickly, by the way. We have moved all our Zulus. It's now the British defensive fire. Very quickly, we're going to start, I guess, this way around. And I'm going to fire the artillery. It's a 7. And then going to here would be a 6. So I need a 6. And I roll the 5, which causes a flip. And we roll its morale, and it fails, so it falls back. And the unit below it passed its morale. Our infantry will fire, needing a 5, which is a hit. And its morale passed, so it stays there. Our Natal Native Contingent, they need a 1. And we're going to do 2 1s there. And 1 or 2 for here. They both failed. It needs a 2. Now, I'm going to declare volley fire here. So I need a 1 through 6 with volley fire, and the volley fire causes 2 casualties unless I roll a 10. I rolled a 3, so that actually eliminates one of my 15. The unit underneath rolls its morale and it passes. Our cavalry unit here is going to roll its morale check and it passes, and it's going to fall back. Our Gatling gun is going to fire. 6, 5, it needs 4s to hit. And I get 3 rolls. 1, 2, 3. And I only hit with 1. And 6, 5, 4. And that's a hit. Eliminates another unit. And our British officer will scream out volley fire here, needing 5s. And he does it. and he takes out 2. Our leader will die on a 1 or a 2, and he does not. Our artillery piece will fire here, and that's a hit. And our British unit below there rolls a 3 and eliminates that unit. So on the first British defensive fire, they killed 4 Zulu units. Alright, now the Zulus will do their offensive melee attacks. We have nothing here. Up here we have 2 7s, and for melee attacking the huts as a 4, they need 1 2s and 3s, and failed, and failed, and failed, and this Natal Native unit's been hit, and it fails its morale. It falls back to here, and the Zulu unit's now in the crawl. Now, it advanced here, and that fell back. It gets to do a second attack, which it does, and it eliminates the fleeing Natal Native. So that's one of their 6. Alright, I played through 1 full turn of, now it's the British turn to move. And we're just going to tighten up the line. I'm going to move them out of the way to there. And the Natal Native Contingent here is sort of trapped. I guess I'll stay there. I get a bonus for staying in the little hut. And now it's the Zulus' defensive stabbing. And you know what? They're going to stab right here. And they got that British unit. And their morale held. We'll see if this leader died, though. He did not. Now, if they had fallen back, that Zulu unit would have been able to move up and attack again. Alright, and then the 1 2 or 3, 1 2 or 3, and another Natal unit's been hit. It fails its morale. This one will have to check, and it falls back. Alright, Zulu moves in. Now it gets to attack the one that was running, which it just eliminated. So in our victory conditions, we have lost 2 of the 6 for the British. Alright, I'm going to pause the camera so you won't get bored. We're going to go ahead and play into turn 2. Alright, we're in turn 2. Our Zulus have moved. The British are going to fire. They have killed 4 units. They have to kill 11 more to break the morale of the Zulu. We're going to start with this Natal Native unit right here, firing on that 3, and he fails to hit. This one does score a hit. No, he does not. He rolled a 4. Alright, so they both failed. Our officer's going to yell out volley fire, and we scored 2 hits, and our leader did not die. On a roll of a 10 with volley fire, the leader is removed. This unit has line of sight, I think, here, and it causes a death there. And our cannon has fired. Our British infantry below there eliminates another Zulu unit. Where are we at? We have killed 2, 4, 6, 7. And down here, the carbines, they scored a hit. The Gatling gun, 1, 2, and it scores 2 hits. So 1, 2. See if this unit will retreat, and it does not. Alright, the leader here will yell volley fire, and he causes 2 kills, and our Zulu leader is still fine. Our artillery will fire, and that misses, and our infantry misses. All right. Wow. Pretty darn deadly here. We're at 7 for 2. The Zulus now get their offensive attacks. This one's going to try to kill the Gatling gun or the British infantry on a 1, 2, or 3 and fails. This unit attacks and it scores a hit. Let's see if our leader dies. Our leader did not die, and the unit does fall back, however. Now, because it fell back, this Zulu unit gets to advance. It gets to stab again, and it rolled a 10, so it failed. However, if it had passed, it would have eliminated them. That's that Zulu follow-up rule. We got a 7 here attacking, which is a hit. And we'll put that on our infantry because artillery only takes 1 hit. And then we got 2 7s there, which is a miss and a hit. And I guess we're going to let the cannon get overrun. But the British infantry has to do a morale check, and they pass, thank God. Otherwise, they would have gotten overrun. All right, it's now the British. I guess our British will move where they can. I think we'll take this leader and put here. And they're going to fall back to there. And this unit's going to stay here. And this unit can't really do much. Now, pretty bleak at this point. Our British are well, they're holding out good here, don't you think? Let's see what happens. I'll pause the camera and resolve some of this so you're not getting bored. All right, we got down to turn 5. So where we're at in victory points, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 on dead Zulus. Our British have lost 6 units. So the British, in my scenario right now, what I wrote up is the Zulus have to eliminate about 6 British units. It says 6, so we've done that. The Natal Native Contingent up here died quite easily. The main British line, Gatling guns, artillery, we did lose 1 cannon. The Zulus are very close to breaking. Now, when you're playing this, you could adjust the victory conditions, go 10 turns, and whoever lost the most units. This is actually an enjoyable scenario. In hindsight, I could have taken Zulus up here and come around the sides and avoided the Gatling gun. And my apologies, the Gatling gun can jam when you're rolling 3 dice. I didn't mention that while playing. But this is a fun little scenario. I actually I stopped the camera and did a turn 2 there just to keep it going. So I had a couple people said the last 2 25-minute scenarios were too long. So this just gives you a feeling of another game of the Horns of the Buffalo, soon to be printed by Blue Panther Printing. And that's it for this scenario. Hopefully I did this much quicker than the last 3. Stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and we're going to be getting some 54mm stuff out on the table again. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe.